just finished the Lattice plan, and what I've done is I've taken a couple of rest days and then redone all the assessment tests that I did before starting the Lattice plan. So the assessment tests that Lattice asked me to do so they could give me my personalised training plan. I've redone those because I wanted to see what improvements there were. So I'll go through the results from all that retesting in a minute, but first I wanted to just talk about the process, what it was actually like going through the training plan, because I've never followed a structured training plan before. I didn't know if I'd be able to stick to it, I didn't know if I'd enjoy it, I didn't know whether it would work for me or not. It's been a really interesting process, and I did manage to stick to it. I actually found, because it was a sort of structured training plan, and because it was designed by a professional, and it was sort of an outside source telling me this is what I should be doing, and that actually made it easier for me to psychologically commit to that process and keep following the plan and stick with it. The times when I've sort of done my own unstructured training, if I felt tired or unmotivated, I'd quite often just skip the training because I never found training that much fun. This has actually been really good. Yeah, I managed to stick to the plan, and it's actually been quite fun to work through that, and there's definite sense of satisfaction working your way through each of the sessions and ticking those off and getting all of the week's workouts done. The other thing it's really done is it's really showed me how a professional organises a training plan and what components make up a well-rounded training plan in order to firstly hopefully get stronger, but also perhaps even more importantly, stay injury free. There's no point getting stronger if you're just going to get injured. And so even though my Lattice plan's finished now, and that 4-week cycle is done, what I'm going to do now is use that as a basis, as a foundation of how to structure my next 4 weeks of training. I'm going to adjust a few things in there because I want to start incorporating a few extra bits, some pinch block training and a few other bits and pieces. But I now sort of know how many sessions a week I should be doing and what kind of workload and volume I should be doing, and got a much better idea on how to structure all of that. One of the other things I want to talk about is I actually did the assessment twice. So I did the assessment yesterday and it didn't go very well. The max hang test went okay, but it was really hot and I just wasn't feeling, I don't know if I was tired still. Psychologically, I was quite nervous about doing the retest because I put in all of this effort, I'd kind of committed to this program and I wanted to see results from it. I didn't do them very well in the power endurance test, I think because my hands were really sweaty and I was slipping off the rung, and my score went down substantially. So I got pretty disheartened with that, and that then affected me for the following tests on the press up and the pull up test. I knew that I hadn't performed well. I knew that I hadn't performed at of what I could do. So I just kind of tried to block that out and then decided, right, well, rest and then do another retest and see what happened. So that's what I did. I did that. I got up really early so I could do the assessment when it was nice and cool. Yeah, I think these results are a lot more accurate. So Lattice say that a 4-week cycle is not a large amount of time in terms of training. Most people won't see any kind of big, significant step forwards in strength from a relatively short cycle. But I have managed to make some improvements. So my max hang test, which I actually got, I was surprised how strong my fingers actually were at the start of the plan, because they were quite strong on my initial assessment. Lattice said that was a low priority. Obviously I wanted to try and maintain that. After the retest, actually managed a 2% increase over what I got before, so a marginal gain, but because I wasn't looking at increasing that or increasing that level of strength. So I'm quite happy that that's just sort of maintained, and it's actually increased a little bit. So 2% increase on the max strength. That's fine. The power endurance test. Again, I scored higher on that than I thought I was going to on the first round of the assessments, and again Lattice said that was a low priority for the training plan because I'd scored quite high on that. So retested that, got a 6% increase on that one. So again, a bit of an increase, going up on that. Next up was the press up test, which I didn't do that well on. So this time redid that one, and this time I got a 30% improvement, which is quite a big I feel like that's quite a reasonable improvement. I think my score is still probably a little low, so I'm going to keep working on that. 30% improvement in 4 weeks. If I can do another 30% improvement over the next 4 weeks, I'd be pretty happy. So yeah, that was that was my biggest gain through this training phase. And then the pull-up test, redid that, and then managed a 13% increase on that. So again, a bit of an increase. I think there's more room to improve on that. The initial results from that first assessment were that basically I had strong fingers and weak arms, and I still think my fingers are stronger than my arms, so I need to keep working on that. But it's definitely shown me which direction I need to go in and started me along that journey to try and improve the balance and to get my arms stronger. And I think that's kind of the important bit. It's almost not how much I've improved, it's the fact that I've improved incrementally, and if that's sustainable, if I can keep that momentum and if I can keep those incremental improvements coming each 4-week training cycle, then long term I think that presents a really some exciting possibilities that I'm quite intrigued to find out about. So obviously we were super lucky, we won this training plan in a competition and didn't actually have to pay for it, which was great. Would I pay for one of these training plans? I think that's really going to come down to how much spare cash you've got. If you've got the money, then I think it's totally worth it, and it's really, what it's given me is just a lot more information. So it's not just given me something to do for the last 4 weeks. What it's done is it's really helped me understand training a lot more, and given me something to move forward with from there. And Sophie and I have been talking about training quite a lot recently, and we've decided that we won't straight away because we haven't got any money right now. We haven't worked for over 6 months with all this lockdown stuff going on. But yeah, when we start earning some money again, and certainly before, probably in the lead up to next winter, when hopefully we can go back to Spain, we're going to sign up for one of the light plans, one of the 12-week plans, just so that we can try and get into as optimum condition as we can before next winter's trip. So yeah, so the next few months we'll take what we've learned from structuring this home plan and try and apply that over the next few months, and then we'll get ourselves signed up for a light plan after that. Well, I hope you guys found that interesting, watching me go through this Lattice Home Training Plan. If you've got any questions, then let us know and I'll try and do my best to answer those. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, check out our other videos, and hopefully we'll be able to start getting out soon and get back to some proper climbing videos.